Hey y'all, your girl is low energy today. That's why it's titled Low Key, which is so interesting because I picked today to have my conversation, which is probably be a multi-part conversation for sure with the men folk. But I'm just like, Erica, do you sure you got it in you to have this conversation with the men folk today? Are you sure? I'm not. I don't know. I don't know. I wish the men folk was a little more like you, Cody. Okay, go in your bed. I am at Sprouts because I'm trying to get a seeded watermelon. I'm going to get me some pizza, but I'm going to Whole Foods to get that. I'm going to walk Coley, and I'm going back in the house, and then later on, I'm having a conversation with the men folk. This might be TMI, but I'm on day 2, and Flo is in sale, and I don't have cramps anymore. Thank God. After I gave up dairy for the first time, I realized, or I stopped really having cramps, and then also when I stopped using tampons. So I don't really struggle with the pain, and I used to have such terrible times of the month. Like my cramps at one point were so bad I could not walk for 2 days out the month. So it's a real blessing to be here. However, I still get tired. So I really have been relaxing today and like resting. Like I slept a lot today. That's the one thing that like still persists. And that's why I have the low energy. Nothing's wrong with me. I am not sad. I am 100% okay. I'm just tired and my body is fielding resources elsewhere. Right, Coley? Okay, I actually have these headphones right now, so hopefully this will make it better. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Okay, because I'm going to leave this in the car. Can you hear me okay? Where's your little, something like, Coley? Because I don't know what their little rules are about you. I know Whole Foods that you walk in there, but you can hear me? Okay, thank you so much, Angela. So yeah, I'm on the hunt for. Okay, that's better. How much battery do I have? Hunt for seeded watermelon, and here we go. Let's put a little food to get us through again. Hey, Kimberly. Child, bless your little heart, honey. Just keep going. She's watching the family business now, y'all. She's struggling. So you can do it. Alright. Can you tuck your little arm in? I know you want to be Johnny Too Cool. They're seeded. They have seeded watermelons. Look at God. Look at them. Let me get a cart. Hold on. Thank you so much. Thank you. Child, people just love fully. Come on. Okay, I'm gonna get to you because I'm trying. to blame Phil Coper. I watch him on YouTube. He buys like 80 watermelons in a box, but he dreams about the juice cleanses. Oh, you on? Oh, episode 4. We got fire hot now. That's figure out how. Alright, y'all, this is where I get my Celtic salt. Stock back up. Thank you so much. Police getting all of the compliments, buddy. I'm scraggly hair all over here. Hey, Shanoa. Girl, yes. I'm hoping. fiery hot one. So that's an out, right? They need to go top. This is also where I get like a lot of my like bulk greens and stuff.
Welcome. Please scan your first item. Key in the item's code or look up item. Quantity needed.
Thank you.
Key in the item's code or look up quantity needed. Information needed.
Hold on, y'all.
Select payment type.
Thank y'all. I don't even know if I don't have any cash. Give me 1 second. I think I might. One second. I'm checking for this other one too right now. Give me 1 second. I didn't get no cash back. sorry.
And that's okay, so yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. Okay, let me try to. Hold on, y'all. You're fine.
That's gonna cost me $150. So I told them, I said, if you get the loaded,
Do you see cashback?
Welcome. Please scan your first item. Quantity needed. Information needed. Insert cash or select payment type. Use PIN pad to complete transaction. Please take your check. Below the scan. Thank you.
Sorry. Have a good one. There you go, bro. Y'all be safe, okay? Alright, where my car keys at? Now, Whole Foods. Ooh. Y'all, look at this one. Why are you even playing like that, Cody? He was like, I don't know what he needed. I remember I had like $2 in my little thing when I walked Coley. But then this woman, his mom came up to me. I'm like, I don't have no more cash. Okay, Whole Foods. We love a little side quest. It's all good. People be allergic to dogs, and I'm not even gonna lie, I thought to do it once before, but then when I fully thought about it, I'm like, people be allergic. Also, food's supposed to go there. Like my thing is with carrying Cole around with me in the human, mostly human spaces, it is for him to have the least amount of impact. Like he needs to be able to come and go as if he wasn't even there, and I don't need to put my dog off on everybody else. It's my dog, you know? So he shouldn't be, you know, having waste and like pissing everywhere. He shouldn't be aggressively like jolting at people or audibly like noisy. Like if Cole was the type of dog to be very yappy and to be very reactive, then I would not be taking him all these places. And I don't understand how people still do it just because they want to do it. Still in this thing. So, well, when we get to Whole Foods, he can actually walk. They allow him to walk. He cracks me up, y'all. But I forgot what I was saying because he just freaking tickled me. Yeah, if he was another type of dog, I wouldn't be taking him everywhere, I don't think. But because he's so chill, because he's so quiet, like so many people don't, they either notice him because his head's poked up and he's like looking around, or people don't even know I have him until they get closer to me or until we're standing in line together, and that's how I prefer it. Like, bro, I gotta put the food in this buddy. Yeah. I do want to get, I saw on Amazon that little like collapsible cart that you can put in your trunk. I want to get one of those because I would prefer to just use my own damn cart in these stores anyway. But I haven't gotten that yet. The stories that I've seen of like other dog parents, dog people, and what they do with their pets and like what their pets have done in certain places. Like I saw a TikTok about a woman who had her dog, like I guess he was actually in a similar carrier to mine, but it wasn't like I guess exactly like it, but somehow the damn dog pissed on a whole section of frozen food. And I'm just like, so now that grocery store is gonna have to eat the cost of tossing out all of this goddamn food because you decided to bring your non-potty trained, sick, something, whatever's going on with them, you decided to bring that joint in to the stove. And then we wonder why people looking at us sideways when we come in here with our well-behaved dogs because y'all done came in here and acted the monkey fool. So many people have no consideration. I mean, a lot of places, I mean, this place is really dog friendly. Trader Joe's here, they have that sign up. I still carry Colin and I basically ask for forgiveness, not permission. But I also do so with the understanding of like, Cole is not coming in here fucking up y'all stuff. He don't care. Like, he is literally chilling. He is not bothering nobody. And I'm really focused. So for the most part, I don't have no issues. I do this in Sam's Club too, who's also supposed to be only service dogs. But then I'm not leaving my dog in a car either. So there was this one time where I was going to Sam's Club, and you know how they check the little thing at the beginning, and they saw him in my little stash, and she's like, "Is that a service dog?" And I was like, "No." Don't look like a service dog. She's like, "Well, then he can't come in." But every other time, before and after that, nobody has ever said anything to me aside from, "Oh, your dog is so cute." So there are quite a few places that do that here as well. And depending on the circumstances, so if it's very hot outside, then I'm just not gonna go in. If they say something is very hot outside, then okay, fuck it, I'm not gonna get what I need to get. Otherwise, y'all gonna have to tell me not to come in. Because I promise you, me and my dog is not disturbing nothing in here. I really don't give a damn about nobody else in here. And not from a like, oh, I'm putting my knees above y'all. Like, I'm coming here to get what I gotta get the hell on. Like, y'all won't even remember me being here except for the fact that a 6-foot black woman walked past you and was probably humming. Not like us. Like, that's it. That is the entire impact of my presence for these 20 or 30 minutes that I'm in the stove. proud they ain't say that she had to pay for all of it. I mean, how can they actually enforce that? They could say that, but what they gonna do? Beat her up, take her card? That's very hard to enforce. But then also, like, you gotta be a type of person that, like, is considerate to a certain extent of everybody else. Like, even when I was getting the watermelon, and I usually have Cole here, I'm like, oh, I gotta put him on my back so that he doesn't, like, nothing about him interacts with anything here. And a lot of people don't do that, unfortunately. I've seen people bring disruptive dogs into restaurants to eat and say they're emotional support animals. And it's like, no, they're not. That dog is not even emotionally regulated itself. So how the hell is it supposed to emotionally regulate you? That's the one thing. I thought about getting Coley characterized or labeled as an emotional support animal. But then I just didn't do it because they stopped letting that matter for planes, because there was a difference between me having to pay for him versus not having to pay for him on a plane. And he would have to be a full-on trained service dog for me to not pay for him on a plane. And emotionally support, like after 2020, I think, or 2021, they stopped putting emotional support animals in the same category as service dogs. So then I was like, oh, I ain't gonna get him dubbed that because it's not helping me none. I still gotta pay $125 for his tickets every time he get on the plane. But I feel like I could get away with saying that Cole is an emotional support dog, because he ain't doing shit except staring at me and staring at everybody else. But these people with these wild ass dogs, like, listen, y'all gotta stop. I've also seen people have service dogs that don't obey their owner. They walk off and fuck other people. Like, how it's not a service dog that lying. They bought that off of Amazon and they're lying. Bless their heart. It's never that deep. You actually get a service dog, no, you get a service dog. I just took all the back ways and I'm like, where am I at? I'm trying to get to... I'm trying to pull up the GPS. Depending on who you're lying to about the dog, you can get in trouble. Okay. This is the road I need to be on, I believe. Studebaker. Whenever, like, I don't really go to restaurants like that except when I'm home with my family, like to go to eat, because I don't really, we already talked about how particular I be, and having, you know, worked in the restaurant industry, yada yada. But we have gone to IHOP together. Where else have we gone? But the thing about it is, when I bring Cole inside a restaurant, like when he's gone, I don't even know if I can think of any other time we've been inside in a maybe Barnes and Noble, like the Starbucks cafe in Barnes and Noble, but they allow dogs in Barnes and Noble, and like before October 7th, and all of that when I actually supported Starbucks. He's been in there with me, so like he sat on a bench with me there. But in IHOP, so I bring his. It's similar to the carrier. Well, it is the carrier that I use on the plane. So it's like, it's not a hard shell. It's like a soft shell carrier. It's vented or whatever. And that's what he's in when I have eaten with him inside restaurants. My mother would love bringing him everywhere. It just tickles her so much. So when we're in town, I'm with her and he's there because she wants to bring him, or she's taking him everywhere. But we typically, we're inside, we're taking that bag and he's inside that bag. So again, most people don't know that he's there. It can be gross, especially if it's really close. Like, I would say if it's not near anybody else, then fine. Because in all honesty, those, the server's supposed to be wiping down like boots and all that kind of stuff. But I understand people who don't have pets and don't want to deal with that. Don't go to a restaurant to be sitting next to a damn dog and like dealing with it, fidgeting or staring at them or whatever. Like, so that is 100% on the dog owner to like not impose less than promising or like nice dining experience on others just because you wanted to bring your dog. And you know, for the most part, that's what they have like outside eating for. Like, yeah, I'm trying to think what Chipotle is out, you know, outside the cold. Did y'all watch Divorce in the Black yet? I want to put up a review, but I also don't want to spoil it for people. But I'm also like, don't watch the review until after you watch it. But then I also am like, I don't know what I want to say. I know what I want to say in the review, but I also kind of don't know what I want to say. Oh, you got your bag out the bag. I guess when he realized we weren't just going across the street. Because sometimes he's so smart. Sometimes when he's in there and I don't take him out and then sit him on the seat, then he knows that we're probably going somewhere not far. So he'll stay in the little sling thing because he knows I'm going to pick him up and put him back in it again. Cedric said I just finished it. Is it a reality show? No, it's a movie. You gonna watch it tomorrow, Christina? Okay. I'm not gonna give any spoilers on here. I'm trying to figure out if it's gonna be worthwhile for me to do a no spoilers review. And I also don't want to just make it every single time a Tyler Perry movie drops, I'm just online defending Tyler and like laying out the critics out. But I also feel like people just need to be for real. Like, we really just need to be for real. And I think whether we know it or not, some of this is jealousy as it pertains to like, oh, Tyler Perry dropped a new movie. Of course, I hate it. Like, take his pen, blah, 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 blah. Some of it is just, to me, it has to be stemming from a certain level of jealousy, because when you really look at the film landscape, this film, again, dropped on a streamer. Mia Coppola dropped on a streamer. So we're not even in the era of Tyler Perry films anymore where there are theatrical releases. That already says something. So it's dropping on a streamer. Y'all tell me this. What's the difference between a Tyler Perry film about a wife going through domestic abuse in her marriage and getting divorced and a Lifetime film about the same thing? when you think Cole's not gonna become more adorable, he is. It's tricky. He's tricky like that. That's what, honestly, I should have been in that lane. That's what has come to mind for me, because it's like, oh, the same, take Tyler Penn, he shouldn't be able to make movies anymore. And I'm like, y'all are like holding him to a standard that he didn't even set for his damn self. It's the #1 film right now on streamers. Well, on Amazon, but I would bet on streamers across the board if they actually used Nielsen and allowed them to register viewership. And people are ethering it, and I'm just like, what did y'all think about it? If you've already watched it, what did you think? Not oh boy. And I also feel like I'm biased too, so I need to make sure I'm very clear about that, like, because I know two of the people in it, the main people, and I have an affinity for these people, and I like these people as people in real life. I don't know. And then also I'm like low-key getting pissed about how people are talking about Megan right now, period, because this whole Jonathan thing. I'm like, y'all are people just are, some of these people are weird as fuck, like, just weird. Corey Hardrick. Yeah. Angela, you said it was good to you. I think it's up there with the family that prays to me. Really? Really? Interesting. I didn't hate it. I will probably not watch it again, except for me pulling screenshots for my review. Unlike Mia Coppola, which I have watched again, and I probably will watch again in the future. But I also think the subject matter also, like, it's just so many things that you need to take into consideration. And I get it, because like most people are not thinking about all of these things, Erica. Most people barely see themselves. How they gonna like fully wrap their head around whatever implicit biases that they come to a film with, and all of that. Like, I come with a natural implicit bias against domestic violence and against seeing it, so I'm already set up to not like the damn film. And then Corey is playing the perpetrator of said violence, and I love him as a person. Like, I think that he's just such a really dope person, and I hate that he's playing this role, but he's such a great actor. So it's also like, it's a great opportunity for him to work with Tyler and to build that relationship further. So cool. With that said, on my first watch, so I started watching it last night and I fell asleep. But that could have something to do with, it was my first day of my period. So, and I'm tired as hell on my period. Like, I just be tired. But when I woke up, I'm like, oh, let me go back to where I fell asleep at. And I finished it. And there were moments where I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, plot twist. The opening scene, while stark, while like, what the hell, for real? It's and like, I ain't mad at him for opening a damn film like that. Especially in the business for 32 damn years. You done made all these films, all these TV shows, that you can even come up with some super surprising, like, I would have never thought dope, you know? I feel like the pacing at times was a little bit off. I thought the performances were brilliant. I understand why people who do love the film. I will tell you that. And again, I don't hate it. I don't know. I don't really have, I'm trying to figure out like how to articulate how I actually feel about it, because I don't feel any kind of way about it, except for there's specific things that I wanted more of. Like I wanted more of the husband and like understanding. I wanted more of the family, and I wanted more of Jim and his girl, because I feel like we don't get any context to like how any of those people came to be them. The first 10 minutes took you out. Took you out in a good way, or took you out like you couldn't finish it? Honestly, I feel both sides. Some of his movies and shows are unrealistic and take forever. Yes, at times I do get tired of seeing black people in a negative light. Yeah, and it's like, but also there's people that are still living this. Like, we can't say that we don't want to see it because we're still living it. Like, that was just reiterated for me recently with a friend who is currently living a Tyler Perry plot right now. And I'm just like, girl. But also, you feel how you feel. So that's the thing. And it's like, we don't actually have to watch it. And specifically for this film, I'm like, this is no different than the films that are running on Lifetime. No different. But y'all not y'all, but like y'all, in reference to the people that are out here being so loud about take Tyler's pen, y'all not coming for the people who write the Lifetime movies and saying that we don't want to see this no more. And we didn't watch every bit of like abduction, domestic violence, burn your wife alive in the house, like kill the wife after she births the baby, like all types of stuff. Does it make sense? This movie made you think about how misery loves company and has family members who are like them, toxic and need mental help. They both acted well and was glad he paid them. Exactly. It's that for me. They get an opportunity to do their damn craft. They get paid appropriately for doing their damn craft. Megan said that this is the first time that she actually was paid what she supposed to be paid, because there's always a compromise for black women. Like, I really need people to just not too much on Tyler, because I'm too tired of it. The nigga built his own table, and now every time he drops something, one, nobody is being forced to watch it, because ain't nobody packing that shit up and sending it to your doorstep every damn release, and like, if you don't watch it, we're gonna shoot you. Two, he's doing so in a way that's actually giving our talent what they deserve financially. They're having great experiences on set. Like, I want people to let it go. Like, you don't have to like Tyler Perry, that's perfectly fine, but like, trying to tear down and advocate for him to no longer have the table that he built from the ground up for himself. Meanwhile, Hollywood is not not greenlighting or giving money to other black creatives to make their shit. Like, we want to start pulling people away from the table before we even get any opportunity, anything better. Any more of us out. It's so counterproductive. And that's why I feel like it just, to me, it gives jealousy. Jealousy and a lack of like full critical thinking around the whole thing. So I'm not gonna get that, but it's like, y'all are jealous. Is this film my favorite? No. I can't think of the name right now, but those Mary J. Blige films that came on Lifetime, loved them down, but the subject matter hit me a little bit different. This subject matter is a little bit tricky for me to get into, and like, it's traumatizing, so it's less. But those films are the same to me. Both dropped. Lifetime is a network channel or a cable channel. Amazon is basically a cable channel but digital. Trauma. Sir, why is your cousin doing this? You know you cannot pull me backwards. Get out of the... Does that make sense? And it's like, do y'all resent him because he's basically like, I mean, not saying that they are Lifetime movies, but they could be. And you mad because they're not on the Lifetime network because he's been able to broker deals and get as much money as possible for his stuff. Like, I don't understand. You want me to carry you? What's going on? Come. Sorry. Yeah, real love and the strength of the woman. What is your problem, bro? I'm gonna go get this one.
Like 3 or 4.
What is this about? Do you not want to walk? Wait, Corey said the same thing. When did he say that? God damn, look. Tell him great job. But he needs to, I'm going to tell him great job, but next thing he needs to do some loving shit. Because I ain't playing these games for him. He's on like a weird psycho track and I don't like it. After the first hour, everything got better. I agree. But the pace and the speed and everything got better. But because we don't get the full I'll put you back on this thing. Go forward. Down. Sit in the middle. Walk. Hold on, y'all. Alright. This is it. You just wanted to get back in there. That's what it seems like. The pacing and stuff did pick up, but I did find myself in the second hour like, damn, I think they needed a part 2 or they needed, like, I don't know, I kind of wish that Tyler might have did it in 2 parts, I guess, because I really wish that he would have delved into how Dallas's family became that way, because he's having all of these rash responses. It's clearly some kind of like trauma, right? But we don't fully know why, aside from your mother is emotionally inept. But like, how did she get there? And then also, I love to know, when did you, like, how did you fall in love with her? They gave us little glimpses, but it wasn't enough for me to fully believe, like, you should have been head over heels with him. Like, I feel like he was like this whole time. And like, girl, how did you fall in love with that? good stuff. And then maybe I find it entertaining. It might not think it's good per se. I respect that. I just don't want people to be in the habit of like advocating against creators. Because listen, I have very specific stories I want to tell, and I want to primarily center dark-skinned black women in my art. So because I make that my mission, because I'm out here and I do that 20 years in, I'm gonna have a mob follow me like, how dare she like take Erica's pen, stop talking about the dark-skinned girls. Like, sounds stupid. Are you waiting? You already ordered? Yeah. You already ordered? Literally. And then on top of that, both of them have gone through a divorce. Like, I think, and this is the part where I'm like, okay, I just can't expect you to think you or see certain TV in the way. That's what you do. But I'm also thinking about like the setup around it and like all that's going into it, you know? Because I think there's something powerful for these two particular people being the ones to actually help people. Hi, how are you? I just wanted to do a cheese pizza. Can I order a cheese pizza with extra? Erica with a C, E-R-I-C-A. But can I have extra sauce? And can you do a lighter bake? Can you do extra sauce and a light bake? Light bake. So like take it out like maybe 3 or 4 minutes early. Light bake. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Sorry. He said black folks who get mad and get represent us. This is some true events and having witness. Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing. I'm like looking at it and like I said, it's not favorite. I also don't think it's the worst thing that he's ever done. But I'm coming to it knowing my thoughts, right? Knowing certain things about myself, knowing I don't necessarily love seeing domestic violence, and that some woman today is still going through it. I think that's something along the lines of like every 12 minutes, a black woman experiences domestic violence. So like, it's one thing to say you don't want to see it, but y'all also it's not stopping. So we're turning a blind eye in our community, and we also want to turn a blind eye or turn off any type of representation of it. Like, let's be for real. On Breakfast Club, he said for 3 weeks he was paid the most. His trailer was really nice, and he really felt valued. Yeah. And Corey has worked. I know people like to love to paint a narrative and love to try to run with things, because you know his ex is Tia, and while their divorce was going on, people talk about he's a bum and he didn't do this and he like this man has been working. He has been in a lot of white projects, like working with Clint Eastwood, like did District 19 or something like that, like bunch of businessy projects around industry folks. And to come to his people, Tyler, and to be treated the best, There's something to be said about that. Angela, we can't, please don't speak to specific plot points. I don't know, it cut out for a second. Because there's people in the live right now who haven't seen it yet. So don't ask questions about specific things because you don't want to give people spoilers. No, you're fine. Yeah, and I appreciate him going OD and making sure that he pays people, because I do think that some of this is also Tyler, like, trying to atone for the Monique thing. And so, like, let him do that. Like, let him make sure that moving forward, every project that he does with us, he gonna make sure the talent right, you know? They got what they need. They got what they deserve. You're lazy, sir. Because you're just sitting here. Let me do all the work. Feel a little breeze in your head. Come take a little nap. What I like most about the film is that he was a real looking actors telling true stories. Lesson on his film. That's the part that I am struggling in this one to fully understand what he wanted people to take away from it. And I guess Andrika was speaking to the part about the whole, maybe it's just a story of misery loves company. But I get, like, were you guys about to sit here? Oh, okay. I get the, you know, empowering of the woman within her marriage, her finding her voice, all of that. You gotta get out and walk yourself. You have to use these little legs. Big yawn. You ready? It's time to walk. You go back in this thing once you're done. There we go. Come on. Come on, man. I feel like any woman can get in this situation no matter where they're from. I don't know if that is as clear as it could be, because this was a very specific circumstance, and the choices that was made in the first 10 minutes, her daddy wasn't no saint, because that was just wild behavior, sir. Wild behavior. Wildly inappropriate. Hey Keish, we're talking about divorcing the black, but we're not giving any specific plot points or spoilers. So I don't necessarily know if I buy into, like, any woman could get into this circumstance, because they also they didn't give enough about Ava for us to understand what made her so susceptible to this in reference to her wants. Like, they alluded to some stuff from childhood, but, like, did she just randomly stop wanting it? Like, what happened? You know? And for me, I guess that's why I'm like, I guess I would say the word is kind of indifferent to the film, because I feel like the real story is in all of the moments that we don't see. But I think it could be very empowering. It could be very triggering and then empowering for a woman experiencing what Ava has experienced, and at a place where she's ready to do something about it. I think a very specific subset of women will truly benefit from this film. Yeah, he hasn't apologized to Monique. He definitely needs to. He needs to. Or at least he hasn't done it publicly. We're back at one of our favorite spots while we wait for a pizza to cook. I'm not talking about why she stayed. I'm saying how the hell did she get there to begin with? We don't really understand or know how you actually fell in love with him. We don't know why you stopped doing all the things that you did as a kid. Like he alludes to stuff, but he doesn't specify in the storytelling certain things that I think weakens the telling of the overall story. This would make a bit more sense if she was missing something, like her father in her life, or she was misguided youth, or fell in love with a good man who went through some things and developed. Right. Right. Because then also, like, what made him fall for her? Like, I need clarity. Who were y'all at the moment that y'all fell in love? Clearly, y'all are different people now. Clearly, all this has happened now. But, like, and it's not even to, like, I get that he has to be the villain. This isn't to redeem him or anything. It's just to further flesh out the character. Right, but clearly there's a whole bunch of people that's troubled in their town. He had 5 brothers. All of them are troubled. Why him? You know? And this is a good discussion, because I think I need to put this in my review. I don't think that people are going to... I'll be trying to, like, come up with things to definitely take the conversation further and not just say what a bunch of other people are going to say. Yeah, but even how does that happen? How does him as a person become your first? And the answer is, y'all, I mean, y'all could keep trying to answer. He doesn't give us an answer, and he needed to. Because even when I think about my first, like, I lost my virginity a month before my 21st birthday. So clearly that was like an intentional thing, right? Like, I did not have sex in high school. And the person I lost it to, it wasn't just this broken soul that I wanted to heal and happen to, like, sleep with. Like, that was a very intentional decision, and it was so many other interactions and decisions that led to that moment, that even created that moment, you know? Right, that one scene wasn't enough. That one scene don't tell me shit. And that one scene wasn't in high school where you met him, going to college. He liked the fact that someone wanted him. And you think that they showed you that? You think that Tyler showed you that in the movie? Right. I was like, listen, for what we got, this really could have been an hour and 20-minute movie, but for 2 hours, you had more room to provide additional context. I feel like the small town mentality only works if they stayed in the small town. He opened it up for expanded worldviews, even if you don't fully abandon your small town mentality, but you open them up once they move to Atlanta. So it's not like you ain't never seen nothing else, you know what I'm saying? And then that, like, for him to have the family that he had, how did she get his ass out of the town? Because I would think that he wouldn't want to leave. So clearly there's something in him that wanted to go, something in him that wanted to be with her, something in him that wants different than his regular behaviors that's influenced by his trauma. But we don't get to see any of those. Somebody brought this damn shopping cart down here. Let me just stop jumping in these things. Not that we're just demonic and pass their evil down to their children. Generational curses. I can't say how I would tell it, because there's people on here who haven't watched it yet. But remind me to tell y'all, because there are things that I definitely would have done. Hey TJ, welcome in, boo. Such a nice breeze. Somebody left a comment under mine on your video stating Simone needed Jordan just as much. I think that's a take I didn't think about as much considering her recent behavior. Maybe to the extent of it'll be a lot harder for her to be the selfish narcissist that she has started to evolve into if she was still in a relationship with one. Is that why it worked? I mean, I make no qualms about the fact that I felt like Jordan and Simone's relationship worked. Does she need him? I don't know. I would really have to think on it, and I would try to walk it back to, but I would need to walk it back to before they started setting up for Jordan to be with Layla, because so much of those actions become just so very questionable, and in that particular part of their story, she needed him less and less because she was building up a community around her that better supported her. But it's something to think about, I guess. It just makes me think, what do we miss in people, not just on TV shows and movies, but in real life, to make people choose who they do? Like, you'll see a cool guy with the B word of a woman. Yeah, but then even that is like a catch-22 at times, and that might be a horrible use of the term, but that's what I'm going with because my brain is kind of drawing a blank. But to me, it's like two main ways that manifests. That woman could be a B to the world and wonderful with him, or she could be a B to the world and a B to him. So those two things are very real. And if you were to uncover that, like, I would go to the Ultimatum South Africa. They had a great example of a couple like that one day, and I can't stand that hoe to this day. It's still on site with that hoe. And this guy picked her, even though he got matched. You know, she came with the ultimatum, and you know they switched partners or whatever. He got matched with this beautiful, kind girl, sweet soul. He loved this girl, like he was falling for this girl, and ultimately he went back to the beach. And I felt like it's something in him that his ego needs to win the bitch over. His ego needs to conquer that. My ex told me on numerous occasions that it was too easy with me and he didn't deserve me. And that's why we would never work, because he doesn't know what he's supposed to do in something so simple. Like, we just clicked. We didn't really beef until he started doing stupid shit like cheating. And it was peaceful, but he has only seen traumatic, violent, like crazy love. So a lot of it is like us never healing, never taking the time to even think we need to heal, and then we're still living or existing, making choices, you know. Hey, Money Green Tay. We're talking about Divorce in the Black, but no plot lines, no spoilers. There's a few people in here who haven't watched it yet, so no specifics, broad strokes only. So I don't know if that was your question, but that's what came up for me. at the time that I picked my ex, the one that I called myself Yvette and called him Jody, I was pursuing what I thought it was supposed to look like. And up until that point, I had experienced my dad who married my stepmom, but my stepmom hated me. And my dad didn't really do a ton with my stepmom. Like, he worked a lot, and my stepmom resented me because when I would come, because I would go to Detroit every summer, he would be home the most then. If it wasn't the summer and I wasn't there, then he was working like constantly. My dad is also an immigrant. Like, well, he's not an immigrant. He's from a U.S. territory, but he has a Caribbean immigrant mentality, right? So that's on the one end, my dad. And on the other end, my mom has long relationships with men. She sustains relationships with men, but she's the breadwinner. And these men are struggling and can't keep a job and, like, just not, right? And, you know, she's going through what she's going through. So that also becomes a little bit normalized for me. And it's not until I experience that relationship and then what I would call a situationship more than a relationship, because that after my ex, that I'm like, okay, I know I don't want this again. And I open myself up and seek out better examples, other examples, and then decide, like, okay, it needs to be this. So then now my dating experience, my romance experience moving forward is shaped with different context, with a different input. But before, when I had first just entered in, I had, you know, a different thing. Like, the first guy, my first love, I didn't fully appreciate how great and different he was, because he was completely different than all of this. And that scared me in a lot of ways. Like, that had me push back, because I was trying to get the relationship to look like what I have seen, but our relationship was already very healthy. So ultimately, I wind up fucking that up because I was doing that, right? So I think that it really just depends on where you are as a person, how well you know yourself. There's a lot of people who are taking time to get to know themselves, who are not asking a simple question of, why do I think the way that I do? Why did I do this? Why do I feel this? And not, why do you feel this, as if your feelings are wrong, but just to better understand yourself, right? And I feel like my perspective on love, my perspective on relationships has only shifted, has only grown, because I now do those things. And a lot of times it's not even about missing things when we meet people, but we don't have what we need, or we don't see something in ourselves, which also makes it hard to fully see people. Yeah, or it's insecurity. Oh, I thought that was a dog right there. What time is it? Oh, we can make our way back. Chloe, our pizza's almost done. Come on, Chloe. Oh shit! I'm supposed to be. Oh shit! Hold on. No, I'm going live with the men folks, and I'm around here just lackadaisical. Get your butt in this bag. You got to go. The men is gonna be mad at me. that time flew by so fast. It did not feel like 35 minutes. Now for one show to really talk about men in media. So various male characters across various shows. Kind of sparked a conversation about should emasculate the image and the conversation between men and women in relationships, stuff like that. Also another thing. I'm buffering. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, you don't have to watch the Shadows in here. There will be spoilers, so. How you doing? Yes, I've heard of aerial legion, but I'm also kind of skeptical of a lot of these male podcasts. A lot of them kind of get their money, which I get, but I don't know. I feel like they can have a harmful rhetoric, questionable money focus. you hear me better now? I don't watch Earn Your Leisure, but yes, I do know of it. I'm just very particular what content I consume from men, because too much of it I feel like has, to me, questionable motives, mostly driven in money. Not enough healing conversations happening, and in my experience, I have found it that spaces with men in conversation online are very dangerous for Black women. How do I get out? Can you read my little, where is my little? Now, I don't know the specifics about Earn Your Leisure, and I'm not saying that they are like that. I have seen things about specific questionable things that they have done on a personal tip, and that has made me like, okay, I don't need to tap into it. Can y'all hear me now? This freaking pizza smells so good. I want a slice. But the pizza is so damn big, I just have to cut them in half. So good. Okay, this is awesome. Oh, and I got extra. So it's gonna be like a little messy. Just a little messy. But if you like it, like, I be so like cautious and nervous sometimes to like tell y'all what I think about a lot of popular shit, because I know that a lot of y'all love certain things, and I don't want to like shit on purposefully, like things that you love and make you like question them. Unless I feel like you should be questioning it, because it might not be, oh Lord, helpful to you. Laughing about what? Earn Your Leisure is the one with Gilly, right? I said Gilly's name, but I only said Gilly because that's from Earn Your Leisure. You asked me why I was laughing. It was more of a nervous laugh because I don't like to shit on the things that y'all like. But sometimes I do be shitting on the things that y'all like. Who was Rashad Bilal? And Troy Millens. Are those their governments? I know Gilly, and I know what the other nigga looked like, but I don't know his name. Podcast about economic education, financial prosperity, and shit like that for the black community. Cool, but they also have interview questionable people. They have questionable as ties that they was working with at some point, right? MB and that goofy ass man who was stealing from everybody, scamming everybody. And some little, this is like, of course, a lot of like speculation to it, but there's something, conversations going around Gilly and how his son died. The whole energy around that whole setup, I'm like, I avoid it. I don't trust it. A lot of their decisions feel money motivated, which is fine. But when money comes up against or comes in conflict, or what you said your mission was, which is to bring financial prosperity, education to the black community, it feels like to me y'all gonna choose black money. I mean, y'all gonna choose money over the black community. So I'm there. And I was saying earlier, you guys might not couldn't hear. Was that I'm very particular about the spaces that I occupy with men online, because in my experience, these men with these podcasts and these mics and this rhetoric, they become very dangerous places for black women online. They create environments of hate and harm, and I avoid them. That's why I liked Miss Daniel's podcast. I felt like he had entered the podcast space from a very healthy place. As a man. of like protection I have to carry with me, and I don't offer it up for everything, right? So like even the black male voices that I do subscribe to, every now and again they still going to hit you with some misogyny. Every now and again they still going to hit you with some, because they're also people in healing and whatever. So in knowing that is also a big informer of like why I don't just listen to just any and everybody, because it takes a certain level of mental effort from me, an emotional effort from me, to even consume some of this stuff in a way that's not harmful to myself, like filter out and ignore and like, oh whatever, I'm gonna excuse this, whatever. So that's why it's a very small subgroup, because I'm only willing to give that much effort to a certain group of things. Like I try my best to craft a world for myself, curate a world for myself where I can exist with the least amount of armor possible, if that makes sense. Like across the board, like not even just like podcasts, but it's like TV, music, all of it. A lot in music. But I've become like less forgiving as it pertains to music, which is why Drake's ass had to go. Why the hell are you slamming the brakes like you ain't got no sense? But we're all different, and like, take what you can get from where you can get it from, honey. I come on here and I share with you. That damn motorcycle scared the hell out of me. I come on here and share with y'all like a lot of things that come up for me in the most like inorganic ways, and like I see something, but it makes me think of something else. So, you know, if you're able to pull dopeness, inspiration, great advice, stuff that helps elevate you, I say stick with it. Utilize whatever you can in this world for your betterment. and she, like, her friend was posting on her Instagram story shading her because her friend's birthday is coming up and she wanted to go to Italy. The friend came back and, like, basically with all the things the friend wanted to do, including the house, it was going to be like $5,000 per person. And her friend, the girl who was telling the story, is like, I can't do that, but, you know, when you come back, we'll go to a really, really nice dinner, and I'll celebrate you in that way. And the friend's birthday was pushed back and was like, well, I don't understand why you can't do it. My birthday comes once a year. I don't understand, like, what's the problem? And she's just like, she couldn't. And then the friend basically stopped talking to her and stopped responding to her calls and texts, but then started posting on her Instagram stories in this new year, her life, she's staying away from broke people and making all this content about brokenness. So the friend had been calling her, and it was like 2 or 3 weeks that passed, and the friend wasn't responding to texts or responding to calls, so she finally made this TikTok. The day after the TikTok, because the TikTok goes viral, and people are chiming in, they're like, oh no girl, like, that girl is definitely shading you, you're not wrong. Like, the girl was expressing her feelings, and then the friend calls her up and, like, texts her and, like, goes off on her because she took it to social media. Meanwhile, she never said the girl's name, she never gave any identifying information about anybody involved. I still don't know who this damn girl is to this day, but now everybody on the internet is arguing about if the girl who made the initial TikTok was wrong or not, and how she wasn't a good friend. And there's this psychologist that I follow on TikTok, and he made a video talking about, he's on the girl's side who told the story, but he would be pissed if it was her, if she was his friend, because if she would have told a story about them online, they wouldn't be friends anymore just off the strength of her taking it online. And I'm just like, a lot of people don't have nobody else to talk to. This is going back to your point of, like, me creating a safe space to talk about things. A lot of this is steeped in, like, I understand, like, I luckily have great people that I can go to about various things, and has helped me shape, like, has shaped a lot of the mindset and the language that y'all get from me. But a lot of people don't have people to go to, so then they come online, and if the girl is not blasting this girl, doxing this girl, doing anything, she has a right to express herself and to seek community. That's the whole point of social media. Y'all are forgetting the fucking point of social media. So I was, like, low-key disappointed in him having this take, but then also I'm, like, working through, like, everybody is human. People want to make mistakes. People want to have questionable ass takes. Like, I'm looking at him, I'm like, yo, you're a psychologist, and you know how you should know how beneficial it is for her to be able to express herself and be validated, even if it's validated by people that she don't know in the comment section. And you up here making a damn video talking about she shouldn't have did that shit. Meanwhile, this friend was being shady, and what resulted was the friend, like, spamming her comments, talking about she should have never been her friend, and she was always a broke bitch. And, like, this friend clearly always had issues with this girl. You're mad because you can't afford your birthday trip if these 10 people that you invited don't go, one of which can't go, but the damn trip is $5,000 to $6,000, girl, for your birthday. Like, what are we talking about here? But going back to my original point, like, I feel like the internet could be used for good, to create places to have conversations that need to be had, and to be able to express yourself and you know, like, work out what you're going through. But how the hell are you supposed to do that if people get on here and do it, and then next thing you know, they the bad guy because they were treated terrible? Hold on, y'all. It's okay. They're working on my neighbor's air conditioner, so they parked in front of my garage. Let's see. Anyone listen to the filmmaker? I've never heard of it. I think about their previous ties. They have brought people on before, and they've come back about a person. I think they try to offer the audience a variety of people on various subjects. I think you'll be right, and that's what they try to do. Sometimes we all can be, you gotta be careful about who we lend our platforms to, though. I'm not put all the way in there, so I got space. Filmmaker podcast? I've never heard of it. Thank y'all. I thought I was about to get out and go get the workers so that they can move so I can get in my garage now. Oh shoot, you got to put your whole damn house on internet, Erica. Let's not do that. So y'all get a little coley vision while I figure that out. Come on. Watch yourself. Ooh. Alright, what time is it? I told them 8. Dang. 7:12 now. It's 7 p.m. Friday. It's 95 degrees. I ain't got no nigga, and no nigga ain't got me. Except for you, Cody. Come on. Come on, bro. You taking your little sweet time is working my nerves today, sir. Is my air on? Well, I've been trying to do better. So I have it set to 78, y'all. The thermostat died. Hold on. What did I put in there, so? Oh, you can eat that food that's right there. I don't want to hear it. Definitely. Everything takes AAA batteries. This thing is dead as hell. And it's hot in here. Yeah, that's what it was. It died. Okay. All right, y'all. I gotta get ready to go talk to the men folk. You think they're gonna be mad I keep calling them men folk? It's gonna be interesting. It's definitely gonna have to be a multi-parter. Because I'm not doing it all night. And I'm definitely not doing it all night on day 2. I'm gonna have to spin the block when I'm better equipped to go to war. No. Well, hopefully y'all had a great Friday. I got my pizza. I'm gonna put it on my YouTube channel. And I got my champagne, non-alcoholic. I got my vegan chocolate chip cookies, but I'm eating cheese pizza, so. But I like these taste better than the regular ones. Don't know why, don't ask me why. At Whole Foods, the vegan chocolate chip cookies taste better than the regular. And I got my watermelon that's in my cart I gotta take out, and I really should cut so that it could be nice, getting nice and cold while I'm having a conversation with the men folk. But I'm too lazy right now to do it, so I ain't. Know thyself. See y'all tomorrow.